Hey, ladies. Danielle, Deborah, would you let me know if you could see me and hear me okay? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello? Let me know. Checking out my settings, making sure everything is ready. Hi, Denise. Hey, Ozzy girl. Can you guys see me and hear me okay? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Darla, can you hear me okay? Somebody please let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Teresa. I need to know that you guys can hear me okay. Somebody send me a text. Let me know. Are we 5x5? Can you hear me all right? Hello? Yay, Deborah can hear me. Everybody else can hear me okay? Loud and clear. Oh! Levi's like, what are you doing, Mom? 5x5. All right, perfect. I know I'm a little bit early, but I wanted to make sure all the settings were working right and everybody could see me and hear me okay. And that I had enough light, but not too much light. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet here in Alabama, but we're having thunderstorms. So I have lights on because it's dark. Who else is coming in here? Rianne, Teresa, Kathy. Hi, guys. Hi, Denise. Hi, Deborah. Danielle, I see you were the first ones in there today from Canada. It's raining in St. Louis. Yeah, I think the whole southern tier of the United States is getting hit with a storm. It's kind of going from west to east, and it's going from Texas all the way up almost into Maine. I don't mind. I just got some planting done the past couple of days. Everything needs water. So I'm going to get started here, guys. It's almost 6 o'clock. I would rather be a minute or two early than be a couple minutes late. What we're going to go over is this Temu bag of goodies, and there's maybe 30 items in it. And then, yes, we're going to do a deep dive into the tariffs and the import taxes and pricing increases. And we're going to cover all that. All right. So be patient with that, but let's get started. Let's take a look at this order. And I will record this. Well, this is being recorded. So if you missed it or if you can't stay for the whole thing, that's okay. You can check it out later and you can get all your answers and all your questions. Okay. Hi, Margaret. How are things in Vancouver? 68 cents for this, guys. I don't have a partner around here other than Levi to help me make decisions. So I figured, you know what? I'm going to get a coin to do that. So I get a coin that says, on one side, when you flip it, it says F no, but it doesn't have all the letters. It has a F heart, heart, and then a no. And on the other side, it says hell yes. There we go. Get it away from the reflection. It says hell yes. So this is my little decision coin, 89 cents. Everything in this order, there's almost 30 items in here. It was about $38. 90 cents. And we will talk about how the prices have changed and everything else. Oh, woof, woof from your pity. Well, woof, woof, Margaret, for Mr. Levi, too. I got a carrot pen. Something different, just something silly. I think I'm going to put this in the kitchen, and I'm going to use this when I have to write things down in the kitchen. Little carrot pen. $2.44. And I'm going to go through this quickly because I know you guys all have lots of questions and you all want to hear about what's going on in detail. This is a 6-pack of lip balm. Yeah, I think we all need a flip coin, don't we? Why can't I get this open? Hold on. Scissors to the rescue. So one thing I like about a tiny home is that I don't have to go far to get anything. I don't get exhausted going from one end of the house to the next. And neither does Levi. Okay, so this has 6 different flavors in it. And it doesn't tell me, so I'm going to have to open them and take a look. All right. It has coconut, strawberry, pineapple, grape, aloe, and watermelon. So I opened it from the end. The first one I grabbed is the watermelon. Let's see how greasy this is. Well, you know what? It looks just like a chapstick. Pretty much the same as a chapstick. Oh, it does taste like watermelon. And it smells like watermelon. Okay. My lips are good to go. You will get commercials. I can't help that. We can't stop them. I don't know why they're putting them in. I think they're putting them in because I am recording this for playback at a later time, so commercials are going to be in it. 86 cents. But don't worry, you won't miss anything. If you're getting a commercial, as soon as you can, just skip through it, and it'll take you right back. You're not going to miss anything. Coffee cup earrings. Little coffee cup earrings. Brown coffee coming out of little white cups. I thought they were just the cutest thing. Not too big, not too small. Under $1. Coffee cup earrings on hooks. Hi, Tammy. How are things in Wisconsin? They are cute, aren't they? Why did I put a price on these? I don't know. Oh, I did. I have a hand on it. 89 cents. You know me in red. Even though I'm all in purple today, I was feeling kind of purple today. Red earrings. And these are the faux turquoise look. And these are in the red with a little bit different shape to them. They're about a 2-inch dangle. Not too bad, right? About that long. They won't touch my shoulder. Kind of cute. Silver tone, plain back, regular hooks. I like them. I haven't had a chance to get out in the shed and do anything yet with my, get to making my own jewelry again and whatnot. Hey, Deborah, how are things over in Louisiana? You getting some rain too? 92 cents for this. And this is a pill pen. I just thought it was novel. I thought it was cute. It's just, it expands. And if you hold it here, obviously it'll stay. I don't know, is it going to work? Yep, it works. Scribble, scribble. Scribble right there. I'm working backwards today, guys. So I like that it collapses and it goes right back. Get in there. Collapses down to nothing and it goes right back into the container. This is perfect to go in my pocketbook when I'm looking for a pen. It's not going to take up a lot of space, right? Hot but no rain. Well, you know, that's all right. That's a big difference, Tammy, from 75 to 50. That's We had a difference like that too. It was close to 90 the other day, and today we were about 10, 15 degrees cooler. This was 54 cents. I can't figure out where to get it open, so I'm just going to give it a snip so I can tear it. This is a little sticky pad, and this is kitty cat. Little kitty cat notepad. It has 6 lines on it. It doesn't have a lot of sheets. I think it has 25 sheets. Doesn't say. But I get a whole bunch of these, and I know there's more in this order. I get these. I literally stick these over my doorbell outside when I'm expecting a delivery, and I just write thank you, or I put a little smiley face or something on it for the delivery guys. You know, if I know something's coming from UPS, I'll go thank you, UPS person, or just thank you, UPS, and I'll put it right on the little doorbell. Sometimes they take them, sometimes they leave them, but I know they see them because they have to ring the doorbell when they drop the package off. I know the pill pen is just too much, Margaret. I absolutely love it. Now, keep in mind, because this is a live, there's not going to be any links yet. I know I've been terrible about putting links in things. Anyway, some of you guys are just starting to wander in. Come on in. Come set a spell with me. I hope you got some food and beverage. This was $1, just $1, and it's a little mini stapler. And the color is random. They have all different colors. They send you a random color. But I wanted something small that I can just keep off to the side, not have to worry about where's my big stapler or whatever. So very, very small, really cute, uses number 10 staples, and it comes with a box of refills. Not bad for $1, right? Let's see what else we got in here. More notepads. I won't unpack this. This was also $1. This is 3 different types of notepads. The little cup, the little, I don't know, I guess it's a kind of a cat, or maybe it's a little bear. And then the longer elongated one here. So there's 3 different types, all for $1. And there are, looks like about 10 of each. So I'll do the same thing with these. Sometimes, like these longer ones, I'll use these for book tabs. If I need to label something or find a certain page, I'll use these as an extra sticky for like my ledger book or my whatever. But these are all great for the delivery people when they come. $1.60. This I couldn't. I was just waiting for this. I love this. Hey, Pioneer Girl. I love Pioneer Woman products, by the way. I think that's where my toaster came from. So for $1.60, look at this coin purse. This is actually kind of elegant for a coin purse. And it's not small. It's about 4 inches. It feels leathery, even though we know it's pleather or vinyl. It's got an extra large hook, so you can attach it to your strap or something. It's got a key ring hook if you want to use that. It comes with this nice little scarf on it. It's a zipper opening, so your coins are safe. And it comes with this little foam thing, which I can take out. But it's pretty decent. The inside of it is just like the vinyl. Not bad for $1.60. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. I just got this basic color. I think this was the best find out of the entire package that I had. Hi, Sherry. How are things in Tucson? I'll be heading back to Arizona sometime in May to visit with Mom. She's still in Surprise area. And I have a friend who's a real estate agent in Tucson. So I know what your weather was like down there. Oh, you did buy the Pioneer toaster. I love it. I'm telling you, I've done bagels, corn toasties, everything in it. I absolutely love it. Hey, Linda, how you doing? This was $1.54. And this is, I don't know, toilet flowers? I don't know what else you call them. This is a little pump. See if I can figure out how this goes. Okay. So you take this off. This way? Oh, this way. Okay. You push it through, and what it does is it dispenses this little. Ooh, it smells pretty good. It dispenses the little flour, so to speak, into your toilet bowl to keep it smelling fresh. So I thought, you know what? I'd give it a try. It's a pretty simple little device to work with. It's just like a little plunger. They do have different ones, but I thought for this one around $1 or so, I would try it before I invested in more. Have any of you guys used these? Do you use them? Let me know. Let me know what you think, because I'll probably start trying it tomorrow. Well, Saturday when I clean the bathroom. $1.10, and there is, I think, almost a dozen in here. How many's in here? Mixed colors. It doesn't tell me how many, but this was $1.10. If I can get it open. Hello. Can't get it open. Scissors. Oh, they were dried in the dispenser. Well, that one I can tell is not dried. That's goopy, I guess. I don't know the word I'm looking for. All right. Come out. Holy smokes. These are giant paper clip pen holders. There's 6 or 8 of them. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's supposed to be 6, but I got 7. No, I got 6. 2 silver, 2 rose gold, and 2 gold. And these are the big holders. You slide these down over your book, and then you just pass your pen right through it, and it holds your pen to your book. I love these. I have one on my ledger, and I swore it one day I was going to get more. So when I found them on sale, I got a whole bunch of them. Absolutely love those. Can't speak highly enough for those things. Hey, Dawn. Dawn, what time is it over in the United Kingdom right now? What time is it where you are? I talked to Mama today. I hope you guys did enjoy her little song. That's a Hank Williams Jr. song. Hey, good looking. I cut it off at the part that applied to the cooking because she said it was just that part. But she continued to sing the rest of the song to me. And she sang it again to me today, too, when we were talking on the phone. 80 cents, hoop earrings in fluorescent yellow. And they're a little bit bigger hoop, not super big, but a little bit bigger type hoop earring. So let they be a little fun. And I can add beads to them. That's the advantage of having my little jewelry business. Is once I open them up, the clip, I can slide the beads onto here, and I can put all sorts of bangles, dangles, chains, whatever I want, and dress these up a little bit. But not bad for the price. Gigi! How's my girl, Gigi? Honey, you're always a little late. Did I say save the best for last? 99 cents, and this is a pack of, how many? 20 pieces of hair ties. Gigi, you have to come down and take care of Levi while I go see Mama. He's not going to let anybody else take care of him. These are the soft ones. They feel almost like a soft felt cottony type material. There's no elastic band that's going to hurt your hair, but they're small for people like me who have very, very fine hair. But 20 pieces, all in the darker colors that you can see. Greens, beige, browns, blues, gray. Not a bad little pack for 99 cents, right? I like them. I barely made a dent in this bag, by the way, guys. I was outside all morning too, Gigi. All right, this was 75 cents. And this is a capybara. Little sticky pads again for me to use for my doorbell, my deliveries. And I'm getting a delivery almost every day, guys, because it's not just Temu deliveries that I get. I'm getting deliveries from Amazon and from Lowe's and other stores where I'm getting things, from garden centers where I'm getting my plantings. I just planted 2 azalea bushes today. I planted giant canna, and I am talking the largest canna in the world. And you'll get to see pictures when I do the next regular video. This canna can grow up to be 10 or 12 feet tall. So it's absolutely huge. And that's what I wanted. All right, this was $1. This is one of those little egg openers. I thought I would give it a try. So supposedly you put your egg in there, you close it, and then you just squeeze these 2 little things into the egg, and it's supposed to crack the shell. I'll try it. I don't hold much hope for it. Did any of you guys get one of these? Have you tried it yet or not? I usually don't have any problems breaking eggs, but I figure, for $1, I'd give it a try. And it does come in different colors. Yes, Hank Williams Sr. sang that song. You're right. It was Hank Williams Sr. because it was in Mom's heyday. And I keep forgetting Mom is 96. So yes, you're right. It was Hank Williams Sr. that sang it. My bad. All right, let's see. I will let you know about the eggy thingy. Some of this stuff I will try out, and then when I do the next regular haul video, because I already have a couple of orders sitting over there, when I do the next regular video, I'll let you know. This was $2.28, and I did get a refund for this because this was not as described. Not even close. This was described as a Zodiac cube, charging cube. This is not a cube. This is a cover for a cube. And of course, I got the Pisces. And it also comes with the Pisces caps that go over the wires. It comes with 2 of them. But that's not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a charging cube with a cord that was done in the Zodiac sign. So I was given a full refund for that. And I did try it on my cubes. It doesn't fit any of the cubes I have. They're all a little elongated, and this is for a shorter cube. I'll invest in a small cube just so that I can use it. All right. What is this? This is part of another order. Hold on. I have parts of other orders in here too. We're just going to do the whole thing. 89 cents. Oh, these are cute. I ordered another pair. And when I got the order the other pair was supposed to be in, they were missing. Because I wanted to put a pair in the giveaway box that I'm doing. Because so many of us are old hippies. So these I got for myself. These are little Volkswagen bug earrings. And I know they look a little bluish, but they are actually purple. They're actually purple and yellow. Now, if I bring them closer, if you can see the purple on them. And they're wood, so they're very, very lightweight, but they're not super long. But they're just so cute. What says hippie more than Volkswagens? Well, Volkswagen bugs, that is, I should say. 98 cents. Yeah, Margaret, you're exactly a week after me. I'm on the 12th, you're on the 19th. Hi, Sherry. Tell Danita I said hello. Oh, my Christmas hostas, guys. What did I plant them? 3, 4, or 5 days ago? I've already got shoots on 2 of them coming up. I've got these little tiny itty bitty green leaves coming up. I can't wait to show you guys the pictures in the next video. This was 98 cents. And this is a spoon that says, about to stir up. Let me see if I can get it where you can actually see it. Hello. Where are we going to go? There we go. About to stir up some shit. It's really shiny, so it's hard to read these things. About to stir up some shit is what it says. I thought that was kind of cool. It's pretty thin spoon, but this one does have a decent size well, as you can see. So I will be putting this in my cup with my coffee spoons. I'd be stirring up some shit. Where'd you go, Dawn? You went to the beach. Ah, I'm jealous. They are cute. All right, this was $1. And this is more stickies, more notepads. But this one is for me. I'm going to keep this on my desk. I am dropping the pieces that go with it. It has a paper clip and it has a little stem, and it's an apple. And you open it up. It's actually decor as well. Hold on, let me get it opened up. You clip the pieces, and I dropped the little stem. Darn it. But you clip it, and the apple stays open, looking like an apple. But they're all individual little pieces of paper. And I got to find the stem, and I'll put the stem up on top. But this is going to set up on my desk. I just thought that was adorable. For $1, why not? It gives me quick grab. Where did the stem go? I don't know. Oh, I see it. Hold on. Okay. Stem recovered. I shouldn't do that during a live, should I? Oh my goodness. It's called Arby, a beautiful little seaside town in Northumberland. I love little seaside towns. Mom is being from Maine. Everything along the coast up there has beautiful little seaside towns. I saw that wooden spoon, Tammy. Temu has the same wooden spoon that says about to stir up some shit. But I have enough wooden stuff, so I got the stir one that I'll see on a regular basis. This was $3.09. Comes with the hardware. Comes with instructions, which a 2-year-old would not need. And this is another Temu solar lamp. This one is a flat one. This one is going to go up against the side of the shed, pointing towards the house. I have a pathway about 10 feet wide between the side of the shed and the side of the house. And I notice it's very dark when I take Levi out there at night. So I'm going to put this. This is motion sensor, motion activated. Oh, watch your eyes, guys. Test. See if I can get it to light up. There we go. Already comes pre-solarized. Very bright. Love it. So this is a project. Oh, stop it. Weather permitting, I'll put it up tomorrow. I have a lot more stuff to do outside, and I'll get that up on the house tomorrow. The wood one would be good on the porch as decor, hanging on my conversation wall, right, Gigi? Is that what you were thinking? Hey, Teresa. I know, I am too. I love their solar lamps. I have yet to find anything that compares to them. These were 85 cents for a pack of 5. Being I have keys for my back sliding door, my front door, my shed, my mailbox. I have keys for everything. These are the little rubber tops. And these are the rubber ones that go on top of your keys. And you can write on these with a Sharpie. So that's why I got these particular ones. And they come in different colors. There's all different colors. So I can use like green for the garden shed and purple for the back door, pink for the front door, pink, 2 pinks, a purple, a blue, and a green. That should give me enough to cover my keys, but for 85 cents for 5 of them, that's not a bad deal. I like it. Yeah, I could. I'll check into the spoon. I'll have to see how big it is. Does it have a hole in the handle? Because I would have to have something to hang it, or I would have to pre-drill a hole into it. You use yours as decor. I used to do that with my wooden spoons, but unfortunately now in a tiny home, my decor is very limited. This was $2.76. And I think you all kind of know why I got this. As soon as you see what it says, new home, new beginnings, new memories. I wanted the one that said established 2025, but it was out of stock. So I had to get this one. But this is a really nice, soft towel. It has it on two sides so that it's very easy to see it when I'm hanging the towel, no matter which way I'm hanging it. It'll show up this way, and it'll show up this way. So I had to get that one. Kind of made sense to have it. Oh, let's put that over there for a second and dig back in here again. I haven't invested in a bird feeder yet, Teresa. I am waiting until I get everything else done outside. I probably won't invest in a bird feeder until sometime next year. I anticipate it's going to take me 3 to 6 months to get my outside the way I want it. And what I'm doing at this point is, because the weather is decent, instead of being stuck in the house and finishing up rooms in here or the walls, I'm getting my outside stuff done. That way, when it gets hot and humid and sticky and muggy, and I don't want to be outside in the summertime, then I can work in the house in the air conditioning. This was 80 cents, and this is a multicolored pen. It has blue, black, purple, green, orange, and red. And it has all these different colored pens all in one. Now, I've gotten something like this before, but the body was white. You didn't actually see the tubes. This one's a little bit different. And I like these when I'm doing my checkbook or my ledger, because when I want something, in other words, if I'm getting a refund from Temu, I'll use a certain color to indicate that that's a refund from Temu. If I'm getting a refund from Amazon for whatever reason, I use a different color. If it's a personal check and the check is cleared, I use a different color. So I love these for color coding my books, my check ledger. Oh, let's see. Okay, $2.99. I'm still digging in this bag, guys. It's been 30 minutes and I'm still digging. This came nicely packed in. I hate the styrofoam, but at least it's not leaving little pellets all over the place. Let's see if I can pull it out of here. Oh, got to be careful because they're packed separately. Holy cow, how many of them are in here? Oh my gosh. I didn't know there was that many. Okay, it comes with a whole bunch of screen wipes for your cell phone, a whole bunch of the wipes, and it comes with 5 screen protectors. I thought it came with 3. This has 5 screen protectors, and each one is in its own little case. Each one has its own little tab, and these are made specifically for my phone. I had no idea it had that many in there. That's a bonus. So for $2 and change, 5 screen protectors and the wiping cloths to clean it. Yeah, that's going to be on my list because my brand new phone I've only had for 2 months it's not broken, but it does have a superficial scratch on it, and I don't want it to get any worse. All right, what's left in here? $1.81. What do you mean they took the pen away from you? They didn't want you to use a multicolored pen? What's wrong with those people? This is coconut and vanilla essential oils. And this is like a body oil. Not really a perfume, but you get the drift. When you want a little bit of scent of something, but you don't want to reek. So this is coconut and vanilla, which are Coconut, vanilla, brown sugar, cinnamon, those kind of things are my favorite flavors. This is a little roll-on one. Coconut vanilla fragrance oil. And it's a roller. Oh, that smells so good. It is an oil. It's not a seriously greasy oil, but it is an oil. And a little bit's going to go a long way on that. But that's really nice. I like that. I can put this on other things too if I want to have a fresher scent. For example, all I have to do is roll a little bit that on a hidden spot somewhere in the bathroom, and it'll give that smell. I need to get oils diffusers for my diffusers in the bathroom. So if any of you have gotten those and you have recommendations, let me know. Okay, let's get into some big stuff. Well, tell your kids, Tammy, to stop laughing at you. I mean, it's seriously, they're just jealous. They're just jealous. Oh, Dawn, it's after midnight. I'm sorry, honey. $11.06. Nice, soft feeling. This is it doesn't look it, but this is bright red, just like the couch I'm sitting on, which you can't see because it's covered. This is a cover for my futon because my futon is getting a little older, but this is an elastic cover. It's got the elastic bands all the way around it. It's made specifically for the futon. So I got it in the bright red, which is the color I currently have. For $11.06, it's nice because when it gets dirty, take it off, throw it in the washer, put it back on, right? Not have to worry about getting out the upholstery cleaner too often, unless, of course, something gets through it. It doesn't have any kind of a backing to prevent water, but it's still good. And if I don't want the red, I also got the same thing in golden color, like a mustard color. You see this darker yellow? Where is it? Over here. This right here, that mustard color, that's what this is. Same color. So that if I don't want to have the red sofa, I can have the golden sofa, which will still go nicely with the curtains behind me. So all my colors still coordinate. And the red one was, what did I say, 1109? Yeah, 1106 for the red one and 1216 for the gold one. I don't know why there's different price. Same vendor, again, color more expensive. Hey, Jerry, how are things in Florida? Hello, Lake Cupid. Hey, Salu. I'm multitasking here, guys. So, 2 new covers. What else is in here? There's more. This. I don't know how I'm going to show this to you. This was $18.44. I can't put pictures up during a live. I will show you the pictures of this assembled when I do the next video. This is a trellis, but it's a little different. It's round. And it's like a tall tower. It's like 6 feet tall. And I'm going to be putting it up tomorrow because I'm going to be using it as a tomato cage. I'm planting my beefsteak tomatoes, 1 plant on either side of this tower. And I'll be connecting them to the tower so they can grow up tall and they can vine and wrap their way through the tower. I don't like traditional tomato cages. They're too short. And if you've ever grown beefsteak tomatoes, you know these suckers get to be like 6 feet high. The last ones I grew in New York were almost 7 feet high. And beefsteak tomatoes are big, the size of a slice of bread when you slice them. So you have to have something that can support the weight. This is all metal. I know you can't hear it, but it's all metal. Let's see if I can open it and show you a couple pieces. I'm going to be breaking into it tomorrow. Jerry, what are you doing? If you just had the simulator put in to 7:30 in the morning, what are you doing watching a video? Not that I mind you coming, of course, but girl, you got to take care of yourself. Oh my gosh, a bag in a bag. All right. We got it. We got it open. Let me get the stuff out of the way. Okay. So these are all some of these are really thick, heavy PVC like pipe work, and some of the pieces are metal that connect them. So basically, it goes up and it goes in a circle to make your connections. You have enough pieces that you have to put together to make a complete circle. It's about this big around, and it goes up a long way. And on the very top, it has a little birdie as a finial. It has a little bird. I don't know if you can see that bird in there, but it has a little bird as a finial on the very, very top. So I will be assembling that. I might sit here and assemble it later tonight, but it'll definitely be going out in the yard because I've got the soil ready and I've got the plants ready. And last thing in the bag. Yes, Jerry. Speedy recovery. If my video doesn't put you to sleep, nothing will. Okay. $18.68. I'm also going to be putting this out tomorrow. This is, it's got a ton of steaks that come with it, if that gives you a hint. This is a roll of garden edging. And this is a 4-inch wide roll. It has the parts on the bottom that when you unroll it, you put your little stakes down through these holes and it keeps it in the ground. I don't remember how many feet this is. I think it was 30 feet. Why does these things never tell me? Oh, no. It was 196.85 inches. Quick, somebody do the math. Well, we all know 10 feet is 120 inches, so it's probably 18 feet, 16, 18 feet. Figure it out. 196.85 inches. That's how far it is. But this is going around the front of the house. And what I like about this is that you can cut it to bend it any way that you want it. And it's very, very sturdy. I got the 4-inch because I want to keep that division from the lawn, which I still have to seed and work on, and from where I have the mulch. I don't want the mulch spilling over onto the lawn. I want that division. So nice big roll for $18. This is heavy. This is pretty sturdy. I like this. I don't know how many steaks it comes with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20. It comes with 20 steaks. That should be enough. I do have some spares and metal ones, so I can always use something different for it. But outside projects. That's the haul, guys. What do you think? That was a lot of stuff. Levi is in the kitchen right now, eating his dinner as we speak. He's doing good. I'll just touch base really quickly about him. Well, first, I talked to Mama today, and she's doing good as well. So we had a nice conversation. We talk normally on Wednesday, so everything is good there. Mr. Levi has been doing okay. No complaints from me or from him. He's been acting pretty regular, behaving pretty regular. He eats good. His system's good. He's sleeping good. But he doesn't wake me up in the middle of the night anymore. But gosh, he wakes me up at sometimes 5:45, 6:45. I keep trying to tell him I'm retired and I don't need to get up that early, but he needs to get up. So tomorrow he goes to a new vet. Some sad news to share. The vet that I had been taking Levi to since moving here to Alabama, we saw the vet on April 4th, and that's when Levi had gotten his last scan and his iron injection and his B12 injection. On April 9th, the vet passed away suddenly from cardiac arrest. Very unexpected. So I know some of you follow me on Facebook, so you would have seen that already. But yeah, we lost his vet And I didn't even find out about it until yesterday. I called to order more special food for him because he's on a organ support food. It's Hill's prescription diet or multi-organ support. I called to order more food, and that's when I found out that he passed on April 9th. So needless to say, I was in a bit of a shock. But the vet staff there was great. They set me up with a new vet for him. So Levi's going in for a follow-up x-ray and scan tomorrow, more blood work tomorrow, another iron injection, a booster tomorrow at the new vet. So hopefully he'll like this new vet. Cross your fingers, and cross your fingers that his tumor hasn't grown, or maybe it's just growing so slowly that it's not measurable. I would like to hope, but yeah, it's been a rough week, trying to get through that and trying to get through other things. And yes, Dawn, I will definitely give a big hug to Mama when I talk to her again. I always send her your well wishes, and she loves it. She always wants me to read your comments when you leave comments specifically directed at Mama. I read every one. And, if I might say, oh, Gigi says hello, or Terry says hello, or Helen says hello. And Mom says, that's a YouTube person, right? I'm like, yes, Mama, that's a YouTube person. So everybody's doing good. So, all right, guys, are you ready? Let's get into this nitty gritty. I'm going to skip over about what's been going around the corner. Obviously, I'm going to save that for the next video because I want to get accurate information. There's been a lot of misinformation out there by other YouTubers, to the point that I'm yelling at my computer when I hear what they're saying, and I'm like, that's not true. Stop assuming. Wow. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Darla. Like, share, because this will be recorded, so you can go back and watch it again. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do. Because it's subscriptions that help me going. And I know the commercials are a pain in the neck, guys, but those commercials are what helps support my channel. So if it's a short little 10, 15-second commercial, watch it. If it's a longer one and you have the opportunity to skip it, yes, go ahead, skip it. Because you know what I do when I'm watching other YouTubers? I watch the little ones because I know that's how the YouTuber earns what they get. And what we earn goes towards our products. So let's talk first about this big elephant in the room. I'm going to start with local warehouses, and I'm going to tell you why I'm starting with local. For those of you that are in the United States, you're going to see a ton more items coming from local than you probably saw at the beginning of April with this big United States Postal Service thing, where all of a sudden everybody started seeing local and we all had to reset our algorithms. Well, now it's not a problem because of algorithms. Now this is intentional. That Temu is doing this because Temu thinks that they're doing us a favor, those of us in the United States. They think that if we shop from local, number one, we won't have to pay any import taxes. And number two, we'll get our items quicker and faster. We don't have to wait a week or however long for it to come in from China or for it to ship in. And again, those big import charges won't be there. But what they're not thinking of that is, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to pay $2.99 shipping on an 89-cent item. Not going to do it. And there isn't a single local warehouse out there that sells enough different products that I could run my total up to $30 so I don't even have to pay the $2.99. So Temu thinks they're doing right by us, but it's my personal opinion, by doing the math, that they're not. They're putting us in a position where we have to pay shipping on every single item we buy, right? So in order for Temu to compensate for what U.S., we'll call it mismanagement, has done, Temu has raised prices on their products, right? Now, this is a twofold reason. They've raised prices on their products because their expenses have gone up. They have to handle more paperwork, more money, more transactions, more of everything to comply with the US regulations in order to sell those products to US consumers. They also have some regulations from other countries, but nothing as extreme as what the US has going on. So those of you in the United Kingdom and elsewhere may not feel it as much. You may not even feel anything, but you will still see a price increase in the products. And unfortunately, that's a side effect, a domino effect to what's going on in the US. Now, the second reason for the price increase is because Temu knows that they're losing a lot of sales. If the US consumer population pulls back from Temu, if everybody is doing what I've been doing, which I'm sure there are tens of thousands of people doing the same thing, and I'll tell you what I've been doing, but they're going to lose a lot of business. US is their number one consumer for Temu and Shine. So you're right, Teresa. $2.99, $2.99, $2.99, multiples of this, multiples. Forget it. It's not worth doing it. So because they're going to lose the business, again, they're going to kick up their prices to try to cover their losses. Now, NBC News, and NBC News is international. NBC News put out a report, and you can find it in YouTube. You can find it in the regular channels. They checked Temu and Shine, and they followed 20 items from each company, and regular items like a piece of women's clothing, a piece of man's clothing, a kitchen item, an electronics item. They did a variety. They compared them in costs prior to April 25th when these changes went into effect and since April 25th. Temu's prices, for the most part, more than doubled. In some cases, they tripled and even went up 300 or 400% from what they were. Shine, on the other hand, yes, they went up, but they didn't go up a lot. They went up maybe 8-10%, a little bit more acceptable price increase, like a normal price increase would be because of inflation. But Temu just went absolutely crazy with theirs. All right. So all these purchases that the United States were making, or anybody else that imports from China that is affected by any kind of levies, tariffs, taxes, you're going to see that increase. So here's the thing, guys. We all have to do the math. And what I did was I went back and checked. I've had 10 orders since the 25th. And I know it's only been 5 days, but they're all individual orders, and they were all over $25 or $30 or $40. So most of them were from a local warehouse. A couple of them were not. One of them actually 2 orders I ended up canceling. When I went to check out my cart, and this is what I need, everybody should be doing. This is my opinion of what I think everybody should be doing. Okay. When you go to check out your cart, when you get to the final page, before you hit that submit button, scroll down. Look at your order total, your final subtotal before taxes, okay, and after credits. Look at that amount. Know what your tax amount is where you live. Where I live here, it's 2.5%. When I did the math myself, and I said, okay, I've got a $45 order, 2.5%, what should my tax be? The tax I was charged was 122% higher than what it should have been. I was charged at a rate of 7.99% instead of a rate of 2.5%. So I contacted customer service, and customer service has a set lingo that they use, and I'll show it in the next video. I'll cover this again in the next video. They have a set lingo that basically says is they have to follow the laws and regulations of the state where the consumer resides. Okay, I reside in Alabama. My state sales tax is 2.5%. They're not following the law for my state. So I caught them in their own explanation. And what happened is, and here's the thing. The dollar amount that it worked out to be, I should have paid $1.20 for my taxes, and instead I paid $3.83, right? Well, because I made a stink, they gave me a $5 credit. So the $5 credit more than accommodated for the overcharge on the taxes. So I know you have to do the math. I look at it this way. If I have to buy through local, is the item I'm getting worth spending the $2.99 shipping on? If it's a bigger item, sure. I just ordered an item from local that was like $28, so I don't mind paying the $2.99 shipping for a $28 item. But am I going to pay $2.99 shipping on every single item if it takes 10 items to make that up? Am I going to pay $29 on shipping to get $10 worth of items? No. So I'm suggesting that everybody do the math. Check your orders before you check out. Look to see exactly how much you're paying, because they don't list import charges out separately on every invoice. Some places they do. I have no idea why they're not doing it universally, but mostly you'll just see it where it says sales tax. And that tax is the increased amount for the United States. So raising a stink and saying, hey, my tax rate's too high. The state where I live, this is what my tax rate is. And according to your comment that you have to follow the laws and regulations for the state where I reside, you're overcharging me. They're going to give you, so far, everybody I know that's done it and I've been communicating with, they're all getting $5 credits. So who doesn't want a $5 credit, right? So you have to figure out the difference, and you have to figure out if it's worth it to you, because there are other places that we can shop, right? Gigi, I know it is trickery. It absolutely is trickery. And you know what? Temu was known for that, guys. All of us that have been shopping there since pretty much day one, we all know what they do to us, but we're smarter than that. Now, the next thing is, I want you to understand, and this is not just in the United States, this is international. Because China is going to feel the crunch and the loss of business, what's going to happen to retailers around the world, and it's already happening. I've talked to some friends that I have offshore in Hawaii. I've talked to a friend that I have in Australia. I've talked to a friend that I have in Germany. That was a difficult conversation. We had to use a translator. But I've communicated with different people around the world. What's happening is that all of a sudden, everything that China sends out is costing more everywhere, and not just to the United States. Everything that they're shipping out is costing more. Retailers are having to decide, do they want to pull these imported products from their shelves because they don't want to pay these outrageous prices that are being requested? Or do they want to raise the prices and have these things sit on the shelves and we're not going to buy them because they cost too much? So the retailers are having a conundrum to try to figure out what to do with the products that are imported. Do they continue to offer them? Amazon is having a big hard time with that. Target, Big Lots, Walmart's, Home Goods. Oh my gosh, I can't. Hobby Lobby. So many places that I know of, I'm seeing bare shelves. I went out to the stores and I walked through my little strip mall that's not too far from me, and I'm seeing bare shelves. And I asked one of the girls that worked there, I said, where's all the product? They said, oh, they pulled all the products because they're from China. They sent them back. Okay. Well, thank you, Queen Life. I'm glad you're part of the family. What a nice thing to say. Everything, right? Car parts too. So it's every product. It's not just Temu products. It's whatever these countries might be importing from us or exporting to us that are going to be affected by these prices. So if this keeps up, I see another depression happening in the country. I don't know about the rest of the world, but the U.S., could very easily go into a depression. So here's my decision on this. We all have to make our own decision. All right. So we know the prices of items are going to be higher. I'm not seeing hardly as many price adjustments as before. Their price adjustments are few and far between right now. However, that may change because as the vendors realize we're not buying as much as we used to, they might drop the prices again. Supply and demand. If they're not selling it at that price, the only way they're going to sell it is to drop the price, right? Okay. So what I've decided to do is I will continue to shop, not necessarily local, but regular Temu stuff. And I've reset my algorithms just like we had to do a month ago or the beginning of the month. I've gone through and I've chosen things that were not local, and I've retold the algorithms that I don't want to see as much local. If I want to see local, I'll click on the little button that says local warehouse. So I've reset my algorithms. So now I'm seeing the regular amount that I used to see. That's the first thing I did. The second thing is I'm shopping very carefully. I find an item I want. I go into that item. I click on that little camera and I search that image for the lowest cost. And the lowest cost sometimes will be the warehouse, but then when you add in the $2.99 shipping, it's not the lowest cost anymore. So you have to take that into consideration. It's now become a math issue for all of us guys. Seriously. I've gotten Aussie girl. I've gotten price adjustments within minutes after placing an order, even if it hasn't been shipped, because the price adjustments depend on when the vendor does the adjustment, not when you purchase the item. So I've purchased items and I've gone back 10, 15 minutes later to look at my order because they say, you can add items to the order for a couple more hours. I'll go back to look at it and it'll automatically give you the price adjustment bar. And I always click on it. And lo and behold, I'll get price adjustments because that vendor just happened to do a price adjustment right at the time I was doing the order. So it doesn't have anything to do with whether it's shipped, whether it's processing. The minute you place an order, you start checking for your price adjustments, right? Let me see what we have here. Right. I'm only going to spend my money too when it's fair and it's reasonable. I'm not going to spend it just to have something. And I'm definitely not going to spend it just to create content for the channel. And I know you guys can understand this. You're 100% local, Teresa? They're not giving you any other options? Okay. So you may have to go into something simple like medium point pens. Pick out something that normally would be under $1 or search clearance, lowest price items, cheapest items, clearance items, and start scrolling down very slowly and look for anything that doesn't stay local. That's the one you want to click on. Even if you have to go in and out of it and click on it, 3 dozen times or whatever, you will find them. It's until you reset your algorithms, everything's going to look like local, but you will find them. Yeah, I know, Tammy, I'm not getting many price adjustments, but I still check for them as meticulously as I did before. It's not hard to reset the algorithms, Denise. You have to click on at least 36 items that are not local. In other words, you see the item in the search, you click on it, you go into it, you see that it says shipping from Temu. You're good. That's one. You back out. You find 20, 35 more. You have to do at least a few dozen so that the algorithm resets itself. I did that the other day. Let me read what's on here. As of yesterday, I noticed that my cart no longer shows items that ship from Temu. It should not be deactivated. The shops say they're on a break. Wow, I have not seen that yet. But that may be the shop's way of saying that they're not going to get involved in the export involving the import taxes that are being charged. And every vendor, keep in mind, Temu is not who you're buying from. You're buying from the individual vendors, and each vendor makes their own decision if they want to continue with Temu or if they want to participate with the higher prices or charging more or whatever. So if a shop says they're on a break, that just means they decided to withdraw from Temu and not make their products available to US customers. And they can do that. All right. Okay. So where was I? Oof. Okay. So what I do again is I will check before I hit that final submit button. I'll do the math and then I decide, you know what? I'm paying $1.89 more for these products. Is it worth me to pay that? If it is, okay, I'll still do my order. It all comes down to the math. What am I willing to do? What am I willing to spend? So I will continue to shop Temu cautiously, and I would advise everybody to do the same cautiously. Shop around because Shine, AliExpress, Wish, Amazon, just to name a few, have the same identical items for less money now than what Temu has. Some of them may charge shipping, some of them may have free shipping. So again, it comes down to the math. We can't be impulse buyers anymore. Not until this gets straightened out and something changes. Temu took 4 items out of your cart after I already bought in the middle of shipping, and that's okay. You got your money back. Okay. So that happened to me as well. And they gave me a $5 credit for the inconvenience. Basically, they said, we cannot fulfill this item for your order. That more than likely is one of those instances where the vendor decided to pull out of Temu, and Temu wasn't aware of that when the order was placed in process. As long as you're getting your money back, great. And they should give you a credit for the inconvenience. So if they didn't do that, Jerry, then I would go and say, hey, look, you took these out of my cart. You didn't ask me about it. You didn't tell me in advance you were going to do it. All right. This is very inconvenient for me. And make sure you use that word. This is very inconvenient for me. These are items that I wanted. And most of the time they'll say, oh, we're sorry for the inconvenience. Here's a $5 credit. Let's see what she says. The items that were previously ordered were discontinued, but because, right, again, with the vendor being on a short break, meaning that the vendors are stepping back away from that. And this is going to happen. So we're going to lose a lot of shopping options. We're going to lose a lot of vendors. You can expect to see this happening with your carts. It may be one item. It may be multiple items. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. I'm glad everybody's receiving the orders that they had placed before the 25th. Let me know what other questions you have about this going forward. I am keeping a close eye on it. There is something in the wind. Nothing is set in stone. I'm not going to make any assumptions, but there's something in the wind that these tariffs might be reduced. They might be rolled back. They might be modified. The lawmakers, there's always things in our news around the states here that the lawmakers are doing whatever it is that they need to do to try to get this corrected. Because what's happening is that these billions of dollars that are being generated in revenue, they're not coming from the companies that we're buying from. They're coming from us. We're the ones paying for the products, and we're the ones paying these import taxes. So we're paying out of our pocket, which is revenue that's going into the government here in the States. Well, if I wanted my income is not taxable. I don't have any taxable income. If I wanted to give my extra money to the government, I would give my extra money to the government. I don't like somebody coming in and saying, hey, we're going to take it from you. And that's what it comes down to. I'm happy to see that you're doing this live about. Well, I'm glad to be doing a live about it. I've gotten a lot of communications from you guys. Is there anything else that you have questions about that I haven't covered? I'm going to give my full attention now to your text. Do you have any specific questions? Deja Blue, I'm reading what you just wrote. I just got an order and I checked each of my items because there was an item I thought about ordering again. Every one of the items received in the shop is on a break. Right? We're going to see selections go down. That's a given, right? So be forewarned. Selections are going to go down. Those that do remain with Temu, the prices are going to go up. I am actively looking elsewhere for places that haven't changed. And I will say, I'm pleasantly surprised that AliExpress has not changed their prices, nor have they changed their shipping policy, because AliExpress never took advantage of what was called the de minimis loophole. Temu and Shine jumped all over the de minimis when they found out about it. And for those of you who don't know, that didn't follow when I did the previous video, the de minimis loophole means that any goods, any shipment of goods, $800 or less, was not taxed. It could come into the country without having import taxes put on it. Well, the current president has closed that loophole and said, no. Everything that's imported is going to be taxed, and this is the tax rate. There's where those import taxes come from. So Temu and Shine were taking big advantage of that, which is how they were able to give us free shipping all this time, because they would bundle things in packages up to $800 worth and not have to pay those shipping taxes on them. So that's kind of gone. Temu Circle, my opinion from the get-go, has never been worth it, because we could always find things cheaper if we just hunted, as opposed to having to pay every month to get that benefit. But Temu Circle may disappear because they can't offer the savings they were offering before. Every perk is under question from this point on. I think if I had to take a strong guesstimate, Temu Circle will either disappear or be modified so that you don't get the same benefits that came with it. Teresa, you were talking about eBay. They ship all their products to the U.S. and now advise that if there's some from USA, that's trickery. eBay is not a bad place to shop. I shop at eBay. I have an account at eBay where I sell some things from time to time on eBay. If you shop carefully, you can see on eBay where it's shipping from. And I will not buy anything that comes from outside the United States. And on the tree, on the left-hand side column, when you go to eBay and you can select all your filters, I always select US only, so that I don't have to worry about any import fees or anything along those lines. So again, that's something that we have to be very careful of. We have to check. Do I know how Temu Circle and returns will be done now? Returns are still going to be done the same. I did 2 returns today, and that was still done the same. I went into the order. I selected the item, the reason for the return. I took the pictures, uploaded the pictures. One was a completely missing item from an order. The other was a damaged item. And I got full returns on those without having to send either item back. So far, I am seeing my experience that returns are being handled exactly the same. Yeah, I never did Temu Circle either, because for me, when I did the math, Jerry, it didn't work out for me. I have never used a card to purchase. Darla, I see you said you took your card out to purchase your products. I've never used a card. I've always used PayPal, Venmo, whatever the case may be. I use a third party because that protects my information, and nothing gets through without my permission. So anyone who has a concern about your payment source, by all means, you don't have to have a card on file with Temu. Delete it, get rid of it, use whatever card you want to use each time you place an order, but you do not have to have one on file. And I think it's important that you guys know that. Can I send you items that you have bought that are not local? Because all I see is local. Queen Life, send me an email and I will go into my purchases, my recent purchases, and I will let you know. My email for everybody is just Connie's Little Corner. It's KONNEES Little Corner at gmail.com. Right. Anybody who wants to see screenshots or wants to see a list, some items that are not local that I'm picking up, just send me an email because I don't know if I'll be able to see this chat when the live is done. That's what you do on eBay, Gigi? Yeah. See, great minds think a lot. I know. Teresa, I still love my Temu shop like a millionaire. No. Yeah, I don't shop like a millionaire, and I'm very careful and very cautious. You took out 2 of your credit cards, you still have 1. See, with me, I took them all out quite a while ago, actually, before any of this started. When things started getting screwy with Temu back at the beginning of the year, we started seeing some weird things going on. I pulled my cards at that time. It doesn't cost you not to have a card on file. There is another thing you can do also. You can, if you have credits and you don't want to shop at Temu anymore, you can cash in your credits. You can have your credits returned to your original payment source and be done with Temu if that's what you want to do. All you have to do is contact customer service and simply say, cash in my credits. And when you get the live person, you tell the live person, I don't intend to shop with Temu anymore. I have credits on my account that I've accumulated. Maybe you accumulated the credits since the past 3, 4, 5 orders. You want to cash in your credits and have everything sent back to your original payment source. You will be online with them for a while. I forewarn you, you will be online with them for a while because they have to go back and look at each order that you got the credit from that adds up to what you have left. And they will send it back to your payment source, and then you can close your account. What else we got? It's just my name on Facebook. If you type in Konnee, and my picture on Facebook is the butts of my 2 dogs. So you search for Connie. Oh, hold on a second. I got to move us. We have to move across the room, guys, because my battery is running low. So I got to move over here where I can plug it in. Hold on. Okay, plugged in. All right, there we go. Let me close the door. Okay, now we're in a different corner. So just search, or if you send me an email, again, I will send you the link to my Facebook page. I just don't like to broadcast it because my Facebook page is my last name, and I don't like to broadcast my last name. As you can imagine, I've had a couple of stalkers that I've had to deal with. I think I told you in the last video that I had some issues behind the scenes. And I had a couple of stalkers who found out who I was, and I had to get a little involvement to get rid of that. But let's see what else. Deja Blue. I love that handle, by the way. Deja Blue instead of Deja Vu. I love that. Yes. Temu is any place I shop. I use my PayPal because that gives us a paper trail and it gives us purchase protection. PayPal gives everybody purchase protection, and we need that, especially now with what's been going on. Let's see. Beware of the button that says submit order. Yep, it will. It will automatically take your entire order. It'll slap on any $2.99 shipping credits you have from local warehouses. It'll add import taxes if you're in the United States. So make sure you check before you hit that submit order button. Check your math, make sure everything is showing, check your cart, see what you actually have in there that is local. Did you intend it to be local? If not, delete it out of your cart, get rid of it, because I know there are times that I'll miss it when I first click on something, but then when I go back in to check my cart, I'll say local. Oh, heck no. I'm not paying for something $3.99 from local and then paying $2.99 shipping, right? Okay. Yeah, I've accidentally hit the order now too, but when I hit the order now and I go to checkout, if it does the automatic payment processing, that little box pops up and it says payment processed, I immediately contact customer service and I cancel the order immediately. And they say, why? And I'm like, ordered in error. Just ordered in error. I didn't realize it was an order now. I thought it was going to put it in my cart. And they stop the order and they give me back my money. So that works. Let's see. Jerry, you've had fraud on those cards. That's another reason why I use PayPal, because I have had fraud on my credit cards. Fortunately, not from Temu, but from other places. So we have to be very careful about that. They are getting tricky with the submit order button. Yeah. As long as everybody knows that, you catch yourself, you go back in, you stop it from happening, you contact customer service. They do. They move local to the bottom of your cart. So all the things that you're buying that are coming from Temu will be at the top, and it'll say shipped by Temu. So you have to scroll through your entire cart and get down to the bottom. Then it'll say shipped by local, and you'll see what items that you chose. If I really want an item from local and it's low priced, I'll go back into that item and I'll search to see if I can find that same thing from Temu and not from local. Because if Temu is going to give me free shipping, even though I might pay $2 or $3 more in tax, the way it comes down to, then it's worth it to me to pay the tax and get the lower priced item as opposed to buying it through local and having to pay $2.99 for something that's super cheap. Verna, I'm going to share everything I can with you guys. I have been working with Temu, not for Temu, but working with Temu and Temu items and learning all the ins and outs and working with representatives there since they were about 3 weeks old. And I've had a lot of good input from them, a lot of knowledge from them shared. And I'm a firm believer in letting you all know what's going on. You all deserve to have the information to be informed so that you can be an informed shopper and do what you need to do and not really get stuck. Yep. You also, Darla, you're absolutely right, especially with some of the locals. And I think I showed a screenshot of this in my last video or 2 videos ago, where they will automatically pre-populate 2, 3, 4, or even 5 items saying, oh, free shipping because you're getting this many items. You have to make sure that you reduce that item count to 1. Always check the quantity of your items. Let's see. I noticed when I ordered something from local, they put the items I can't do by making free shipping. I have to go. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to manually take out and or add the products. Sometimes they'll do it automatically, and I don't like that. Now, also one of the things that I just came to mind is not in every case, but I'm finding that it's happening a lot lately. Temu is not applying whatever coupons you might have. Let's say you do. I did a $63 order, and I had a coupon for $5 off of $50 or more. Temu's system did not automatically apply that coupon to my order. I had to go in and select that coupon and click on use to use it, and then it applied it. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, but be mindful, be aware of what coupons you have and what criteria. What amount of order do you have to spend? And can it, in other words, most coupons don't include local warehouse, so it's only the things that you're getting from Temu. So keep an eye on your coupons and make sure that you get your coupon applied or the right one applied. They may apply the lowest coupon. They might give you like a 50-cent off coupon, but you have one that's for $2.50 or $3 that would fit that order, that would suit that order. So check your coupons as well. What else we got here? Credits are automatically going to be used for your orders if you have them. I think one of my tips and tricks, I think it might have been the tips and tricks 2 or 3. I showed everybody how right before you check out, before you hit that submit button and you scroll down, you look at your receipt and you go to where it says credits. If there's a dollar amount there, next to the word credits is a hyperlink. Click on that link and you'll get a pop-up box. You can decide how much of your credits, if any, that you want to use on that order. If they take all your credits to reduce your order to the maximum amount and you're okay with that, then you don't have to do anything. But let's say you have $30 worth of credits and you only want to use 10. Well, you go into that little box and you clear it out and you type in $10 and then you save it. And it will then apply only $10 of your credits to the order. If you don't want to apply any credits to your order, you do the same thing. You click on the hyperlink, and in the box, you have to type 0.00. And that will stop any of your credits from being applied to any of your orders. So you can use your credits as you see fit. Temu just automatically takes all of it and puts it on there. Chosen by Erica, 500 items in your cart. Girl, are you a reseller? That's a lot of items. Oh, I see. Okay, so everything you like, you put in your cart, and then you deselect the things that you don't want to order at that time. Am I following you? You uncheck the things you don't want to order at that time, and then you just order those selected items. And then when you're ready to order the next ones, you check off the ones that you want to order. Okay, well, I used to do that, but then I kind of got forgetful and wasn't unchecking all the ones that I should have been unchecking, and my charges were getting up there a little bit. Yeah, things are selling out quickly. Check your carts again. There's going to be a lot of things in there that are sold out. You can go in and pick alternatives if you need to pick alternatives. Let's see. Your cart has local items now. Okay. Yeah. And it's not $2.99 shipping per vendor. It's $2.99 shipping per item unless you spend at least $30 with that same vendor. It's not 5 different vendors adding up to $30 that get you free shipping. You're going to pay, if you get 3 items from one vendor and those 3 items do not add up to $30, you're going to pay $2.99 shipping per item. So keep that in mind. It's not per vendor. I got the hiccups again. Yep. Check your cart all the time. When I have everything, here's what I do now. When I put things in my cart, I go up to the top where it says all on the upper left-hand side and I uncheck it. That takes the check mark out of everything in the cart so that nothing gets processed. Nothing can even risk going through because there isn't anything there selected to actually purchase. And then when I'm ready to purchase, I go through and I check just the ones that I want. Right, Teresa. You don't want to have to buy 3 or 4 of one item just to get free shipping. That kind of defeats the purpose, right? Seriously, I mean, what do they think they were doing, right? I do watch for price drops. I also, when I'm ready to buy an item, like the bigger items you saw me show you today, the covers for the futon, the trellis, and the garden edging, before I check those out, I did one more search on Temu to see if anyone else was offering that same thing cheaper. and the prices hadn't gone down and nobody else had them cheaper. So I went ahead and I ordered them. We have to be really savvy shoppers, guys. How do I delete the sold out items from your cart? All right. You go down to the bottom where it says sold out, and if you go off to, you can click on that item. All right. And it will bring you to where you have alternatives. But way over on the right hand side, you see a little itty bitty tiny trash can. All you have to do is hit that trash can, and it will take it out of there. It will fall out eventually, but it takes like about 10 days for it to fall out on its own. It drops down to the bottom to where they're sold out. It has that little, it's kind of, the picture's blacked out, and it has that little banner on it that says sold out. Technically, I usually just click on it, and then it brings up a whole bunch of different alternatives. But the alternatives will be below it, and then you'll find a little trash can. You should be able to get it out that way. What else we got? It is crazy. No, Terry, it is crazy. AliExpress actually, well, it depends on how large that you need, Salu. AliExpress goes up, I've seen up to 3x. I haven't looked for anything bigger than that. I was helping some of my viewers shopping for certain items on AliExpress, and they needed a 2x. She needed a 2x and a 3x, and I found what she needed, a 2x and 3x. I don't know if they go higher than that, but they do have large sizes. They don't have a massive selection in the large sizes. However, Shine does, and Shine's prices have not gone up hardly at all. Even with as I spoke about earlier, even with the NBC study that they did, the news station did the comparison, Shine barely went up. If something was like $12.99, it might now be $13.75. Or if it was $6.50, it might now be $7.13. So Shine did not have a huge increase, but they are still subject to import taxes. So you may be able to find the products cheaper than Temu at Shine, but you're still going to pay that import tax if you're in the United States. Okay. Let's see what else. There used to be 3 columns in the shopping cart that said alt. Yeah, now it's not all anymore. Now it's just Temu and local. They don't break it down any further than that. They just Temu, local, and then of course you're sold out or discontinued down at the bottom. They don't do much everywhere. Thank you, Teresa. I'll take as many hugs as I can get anytime. You guys, you know I love doing this. You know I love helping you out. I like to keep everybody informed. And, you know, you guys are all my family. You're not just viewers. You're my family. Some of you that have different usernames, I know your personal names because you've shared that with me. And I love that. And a lot of you I get emails from on a regular basis, and we converse back and forth about what's going on in our lives. And Shein, yes. Shein instead of Shine, Shein. I know. Thank you, Denise. You guys are very, very sweet. There is still Wish. Wish has 2 platforms. Wish has their auction platform where you can sit there and bid on things. And I've gotten some crazy good bargains on Wish by doing the bidding route. But they also have the regular where you can just purchase straight up from the vendors. However, Wish, just like any other company that's offshore from the U.S., has raised their prices. And of course, we have to pay the extra import taxes. Anything that's not U.S. based, that's going to happen to those of us in the U.S. For those of you that are outside the U.S., I don't know what your countries may be doing. You may not have to deal with any change in tariffs, but you will probably have to deal with the changes in prices because I think that's hitting everybody. Yeah, Wish still has clothes, and Wish has clothes. Shein has clothes. Salu. So um, AliExpress has clothes, a lot of clothes, because I have a cart full that I'm trying to narrow down to a reasonable order. Um, I've never had any problems with AliExpress so far, but I'm a very cautious shopper. I have heard bad things about them as well, but AliExpress does things differently than Temu does. If you're not experienced with AliExpress, when you place an order with AliExpress, you get your one order total. When you check out, you see all your items, you get your total, you know what all your shipping is and everything. That's where the unity stops. From that point on, AliExpress contacts all their vendors and says, okay, you need to fill this order. And each vendor packages up their own items and puts them in their own little bag because we've already paid AliExpress for the shipping. We've selected the item. Everything comes directly from the vendor. It's not gathered by Ali and then sent out in one package like Temu does. That's why when I do AliExpress and I have 6, 8 things in my order, I get 6, 8 packages because they all come in individually. And I love that. I actually like that. I don't mind paying 69 cents in shipping for an item that's costing me $12 or $14. I don't mind the little AliExpress, their shipping fees are very, very reasonable. So there may be good and bad. There's good and bad things about everybody. We all know that there's a lot of bad things about Temu, but there's a lot of good about Temu. Same thing goes for AliExpress, eBay, Amazon, Wish. There was a place that's not there anymore. It used to be called No More Rack. And I used to shop No More Rack all the time. They had amazing prices, but I can't find it anymore. So definitely check out Shine or Shein, however you want to call it. Shane, check that place out because they do have a lot of good things. Watch for the deals. Thank you, Jerry. Love you too. And I appreciate you all guys coming in, sitting in. Gigi, yes, it was fun meeting you in person. I still want you to come down and take care of Levi. You got to come down and take care of Levi. I think we've covered everything for now. If you guys do have any more questions, again, Connie's Little Corner at gmail.com. This video will be up in about 15 minutes. You can go through, do the replay, look at the order again, listen to everything that we've talked about. Hopefully, I've given you a more update and you're a little bit more comfortable now that you know what's happening, what you can and cannot do when it comes to Temu. I will continue to shop around. I will continue to bring you the best possible options. I am also looking at doing some collaborations with other companies that, you know, a lot of people have Prime at Amazon. I, for one, don't because I don't get a lot from Prime. So to me, it was not worth it. But I am typically when I do order something from Amazon, it usually adds up to over $35. So I get free shipping anyway. But I will continue to search deals out, let you know what I find. Dollar General has dropped prices. Dollar Tree is pretty much still in this area. It's pretty much still $1.25. Some items $1.75. Excuse me. But Dollar Tree also has a lot of empty shelves because the majority of their stuff is imported and they're not going to be carrying it anymore because it would put them out of business to try to charge $4 or $5 for items. People just wouldn't buy them, right? Okay. Hugs to all you guys. I am going to sign off for now. It's an hour and 40-minute video. Oh, my word. Okay, remember the rules, guys. Stay hydrated, which I haven't done. My drink is over there. Above all else, please stay sweet. And I'll be right here, just around the corner, probably Saturday or Sunday with 2 more Temu orders that are right here under my feet. and a whole bunch of updated information about what's been going on around the corner. And I want to hear from you. What recipes do you want? What recipe have you always wanted? What recipe don't you know how to cook, but you want an easy version of it, how to cook? I am going to be making homemade pizza and homemade pizza dough, which I have a super simple, easy recipe for a dough that can either be thick crust or thin crust, depending on how you handle it. And who doesn't love pizza? But anyway, let me know, have it ready so that when we get together in the next video, you can share all that information. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, Gigi, you got the chicken and dumplings. I know. I have to get buttermilk. I have everything, but I have to get buttermilk, and I will make the chicken and dumplings. Thanks, guy. You're all rock stars. I love you all. Good night. Catch you soon.